Can winning the lottery cause a heart attack? The truth about stress, money, and health. Imagine this: your phone rings, your numbers match, and in a single moment, your life changes forever. Your heart races, your hands shake, your breath catches. We've all heard the stories: someone wins the lottery and then collapses from a heart attack. But is that really true? Can joy kill you? Or is something far more dangerous hiding beneath the surface? Something slower, quieter, and far more common in everyday life? Today, we're uncovering the medical truth behind lottery wins, heart attacks, stress, and why what happens after the celebration matters more than the win itself. Before we dive in, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you care about real medical facts, health awareness, and evidence-based wisdom. Like this video to support honest health education, and comment below: do you think money brings happiness or stress? The myth: can sudden joy cause a heart attack? For decades, popular culture has promoted a dramatic idea: overwhelming happiness can be deadly. News headlines, movies, and casual conversations often suggest that a sudden shock of joy, like winning the lottery, can cause the heart to fail instantly. But according to Pérez Loza, Outreach Secretary of the Spanish Society of Emergency Medicine and Emergency Coordinator in Catalonia, this belief is medically unfounded. She clearly states the emotion of receiving a prize, no matter how large, does not usually cause cardiac problems. From a medical standpoint, joy itself is not dangerous to the heart. In fact, positive emotions are associated with protective physiological effects. What happens in the body during joy? When a person experiences happiness or excitement, the brain releases neurotransmitters such as dopamine, endorphins, oxytocin. These chemicals improve mood, reduce perceived stress, lower cortisol levels, promote a sense of well-being. Dopamine, in particular, plays a key role in motivation and pleasure. Pérez Loza emphasizes that joy is good for the heart, not harmful. Unlike chronic stress, short-term excitement does not cause sustained blood pressure, elevation, or long-term cardiac strain. So why do heart attacks happen at all? Prolonged stress, not intense emotion. The human heart is not fragile in the face of happiness, but it is vulnerable to chronic stress. Pérez Loza explains that the real threats to heart health include prolonged anxiety, constant worry, insomnia, persistent elevation of cortisol, long-term sympathetic nervous system activation, stress causes, increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, endothelial dysfunction, inflammation, increased clotting tendency. Over time, these changes significantly raise the risk of myocardial infarction. This is not a sudden process. It is slow, cumulative, and often invisible until it isn't. Why winning the lottery can still be dangerous? Here is where the paradox begins. Winning money does not cause heart attacks directly, but what happens afterward can. Pérez Loza highlights an important point. A poorly managed lottery prize, which could even lead to financial ruin, could trigger stress, anxiety, and health problems. Sudden wealth can destabilize people who are unprepared to manage it. This phenomenon is well documented and often referred to as sudden wealth syndrome. Sudden wealth syndrome, a silent health risk. When a person receives a large sum of money unexpectedly, several stressors may arise: fear of losing the money, pressure from family and friends, social conflict, guilt, identity confusion, poor financial decisions, isolation. Instead of relief, the winner may experience constant psychological strain. This stress activates the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, increasing cortisol levels, exactly the hormonal environment that damages cardiovascular health over time. Physical health effects of financial stress. Pérez Loza notes that stress after a major win can lead to digestive disorders, elevated blood pressure, sleep disturbances, irritability, depression, anxiety disorders. These are not minor issues. Chronic insomnia alone is associated with hypertension, arrhythmias, insulin resistance, increased cardiovascular mortality, Stress is not just mental, it manifests physically, especially in the heart. What emergency department data shows: if winning the lottery truly caused heart attacks, emergency departments would see a spike in cases during lottery draws. But they don't. According to emergency services data in Spain, there is no significant increase in cardiac admissions on lottery draw days. Celebrations linked to lottery wins do not usually cause emergencies or accidents. This real-world evidence supports the medical conclusion: the win itself is not dangerous. Risk factors that actually cause heart attacks. Perez Losa clearly outlines the real risk factors for heart disease: obesity, sedentary lifestyle, smoking, high cholesterol, hypertension. These factors, not happiness, drive cardiovascular risk. Money does not override biology. A lottery win does not cancel years of unhealthy habits, nor does it automatically create disease. Wealth and health, a complex relationship. Studies show that greater wealth is often associated with better health outcomes, but not guaranteed well-being. Why? Because money improves health only when it provides access to healthcare, quality nutrition, medicines, safe living conditions. But sudden wealth without education or structure does not automatically translate into health. As Perez Losa explains, having money helps, but receiving it suddenly without knowing how to manage it may not bring happiness and could even lead to health problems. Why financial literacy is a health issue. Health is not just medical, it is social, psychological, and economic. Without financial knowledge, money becomes a source of fear. Stress replaces security. Decision fatigue overwhelms judgment. This is why Perez Losa advises: learning to manage money and having expert support is key to turning a prize into an opportunity rather than a health risk. A financial advisor is not a luxury, it is preventive healthcare. Practical advice for lottery winners. Perez Losa offers clear, practical guidance. Enjoy the initial excitement. Do not rush decisions, avoid public exposure. Do not tell too many people. Maintain daily routines. Seek professional financial guidance. Returning to normal life helps regulate stress hormones and preserves mental stability. Gambling, a growing risk for young people. Lottery and bingo are among the most popular in-person gambling activities for adolescents and young adults in Spain. According to the 2023 survey on drug use in secondary schools in Spain, gambling is becoming increasingly normalized. This normalization carries risks. Gambling addiction is a recognized disease. Perez Losa emphasizes, the constant pursuit of prizes can lead to gambling addiction, which is a recognized addiction. Gambling addiction activates reward pathways similar to drugs, creates compulsive behavior, increases anxiety and depression, is associated with financial ruin, damages family and social relationships. Addiction itself is a major stressor, and therefore a cardiovascular risk factor. Money does not equal happiness. While poverty is clearly linked to poor health, wealth alone does not guarantee happiness or peace. True well-being requires stability, purpose, social support, healthy routines, mental balance. Sudden money without emotional preparedness can disrupt all of these. December and emergency departments. Perez Losa notes that December is a high-pressure period for emergency services due to respiratory infections, influenza, COVID-19, indigestion, alcohol poisoning, foodborne illnesses, exacerbation of chronic diseases. Stress, indulgence, and unhealthy habits converge during the holidays. Holiday eating and heart health. For healthier festive meals, she recommends increasing fruits and vegetables, choosing vegetable-based side dishes, reducing fried foods, limiting heavy sauces. Small changes significantly reduce cardiovascular strain. Smarter holiday food choices. Examples of lighter alternatives include small salads, white asparagus, courgette with lemon, roasted aubergines. Portion control matters as much as food choice. Cooking methods matter. She advises baking instead of frying, grilling instead of deep frying. These methods reduce saturated fat intake and digestive overload. Food safety. During holidays, leftovers, especially seafood, require careful handling. Food poisoning causes dehydration. Triggers: electrolyte imbalance can exacerbate heart conditions. Prevention is simple, but essential. Alcohol: moderation is key. Perez Losa recommends drinking water during meals, limiting alcohol to toasts, avoiding alcohol alongside heavy meals. Alcohol impairs digestion and strains the cardiovascular system. Christmas as a teaching opportunity. The festive season is also a time of health modeling for children and adolescents. What children see at home becomes normalized behavior. Harmful associations. Learned in childhood. Children often observe that gambling equals celebration, alcohol equals joy, smoking equals social bonding. These associations shape long-term habits. Honest conversations matter. Perez Losa urges families to discuss alcohol as an occasional choice, tobacco as a highly addictive substance, gambling as a risky behavior, not a solution. Education at home has lifelong impact. Tobacco and addiction. She highlights that nicotine is one of the most addictive substances. Comparable to heroin in dependence potential. Normalizing smoking during celebrations sends a dangerous message. Small changes, big impact. Losa concludes that minor lifestyle adjustments, conscious family conversations, responsible role modeling can protect long-term physical and mental health. Final message. Winning the lottery does not cause heart attacks. Stress does. Poor management does. Lack of preparation does. Joy is not the enemy. Chronic stress is. Money can improve life, but only when guided by wisdom, balance, and responsibility. If this video changed the way you think about money, stress, or health, share it with someone you care about. Because sometimes, the biggest health risk isn't losing money, it's not knowing how to live with it.